30-minute yoga kind of class this morning. So I thought we would do a floor flow today. So just some kind of deep stretching, floor work, just to keep grounded, stay low to the ground. Kind of easy class. I know the last few classes I've been doing some quite kind of strong power flow classes, so it's nice to mix things up a little bit. So we're going to start with child pose and use some of the kind of home-based poses that we come to in yoga as our classic poses. So child pose, a few options for you guys at home. So classically we would keep the knees tight together, but actually these poses were designed for adolescent teenage boys back in India. So a lot of us prefer to have the knees slightly wider and then allowing ourselves to drop down between the legs. So choosing which variation, just bring the forehead down if you can towards the mat, or just allowing the knees together to touch. Reaching the hands forward and spreading those fingers so they're nice and wide and feeling that connection to earth. So our backdrop today is we've come back home today, back to G-Sec, finding that sensation of feeling into the earth, just reaching forward, spreading through the fingers, stretching through the arms. And maybe start to turn the head side to side as you roll your third eye in towards the mat. So this third eye massage is said to release any tension in the temples, great for migraines, headaches. Softly rolling side to side, just allowing yourself to ground, to connect. Just noticing how you're feeling today, how your mood is, your emotions, and connecting into your breath as we start our practice. And when you're ready, slowly walking the hands over towards the left, walking as far as you can on the fingertips until you feel a nice stretch down the side of the right, opening up through the obliques, the intercostal muscles, just opening through the side body, the side waist. Trying to bring the weight back into the right hip as you keep the right bum cheek connected to the right heel. You might like to keep the hands apart or actually bring one hand on top of the other, just resting one hand over the top. And then inhale, start to come back to center. And then finding a prayer with the hands. As you bring the palms of the hands together, take that prayer behind the nape of the neck as you walk the elbows forward and stretch through the back of the triceps. So the more you walk forward on those elbows, just feeling a deeper stretch and sinking the pelvis back towards the heels at the same time. And inhale, release the hands. Slowly walk on those fingers as far round towards the right as you can go. Again, choosing to keep the hands apart or maybe placing that top hand on top of the other and stretching through the left side of the body. Sinking the weight back so that that left pelvis is connected to the heel on the left side. And then inhale, walk back to center. Again, reaching forward through the fingertips. Start to see if you can open up through the shoulders a little bit now. So imagine that you're flaring your armpits to the sides. You're kind of lifting the shoulders up towards the ears. You're opening the armpits up towards the side. And then exhale, draw those armpits and tuck them under. So inhale, flaring open to the side. Exhale, lower, tuck, and draw those armpits under. On the next inhale, start to come up to tabletop. And finding that kind of home base again in tabletop. Checking that you have maybe 2 fists between the knees. The knees are stacked under the hips and all of the upper body joints are stacked as well. So the wrists, the elbows, the shoulders are nice in line. Bring the weight forward, spread into that hasta bandha, that hand lock. And And then inhale, start to gently lift the chest, relax the belly, tailbone draws up. And then exhale, draw the chin in towards the chest, push into the hands, dome that upper back. Suck that lower belly in and draw the tailbone down towards the knees. Inhale, lift into our cat-cow, just finding our breath, just moving through the spine nice and slow this morning. And then exhale, push into the hands, really dome that upper back, suck the lower belly, tailbone draws in. Try noting these wave-like movements coming from the tailbone to the crown of the head as you look forward, and then from the crown of the head like a wave all the way to the tailbone as you come back. And finding a neutral tabletop. Start to see if you can ground into left shin and left top of the foot and extend the right foot back and just roll forward and back, just stretching gently through the calf as you bring the weight just forward, then rolling back to the toes. And start to take this right leg across the left leg, find a diagonal line, reach and stretch on that diagonal, and maybe start to lower and stretch through that right hand and bring the forehead down towards the mat if you can. So walking that right hand forward, pointing back into that right foot, stretching on that diagonal line, and then inhale back to center. Ground the right hand down, back into that neutral tabletop. Take any organic movements in between that you like, just to feel that gentle movement opening up through the body. And start to send that left leg back behind you. Again, rolling forward and back on the calf. Just taking in that nice calf stretch. And then cross over the back of the right leg. And then see if you'd like to reach down with the left arm on that diagonal line again to the top corner of the mat. Walking through the fingers as far as you can, stretching through that side body. Point them back into that left toe, stretch as much as you can, and then inhale, release, come back to center. Start to extend the right leg back behind you. Flex into the right ankle, try and level out the hips and the shoulders, ground into right hand as you lift left hand forward. So you might like to look forward, maybe bring that left thumb up. Really see if you can find a nice straight line all the way down through the body. So this is called bird dog, and you ground into that right hand, find that stability. And then see if you'd like to start to cactus as you lift the left elbow up towards the ceiling and the right knee. And then inhale, straighten. Exhale, cactus. Lift elbow and knee as high as you can. Option to go a little bit deeper and straighten out to the side. So you find a nice lift back to cactus. Inhale, straighten. Now crunch. So exhale, come underneath. Left elbow towards right knee. Inhale, lengthen. Let's add all three. Start to cactus if you like. And then maybe push to straighten. This is really tough, trying to lift as high as you can. Find that straight line back to cactus. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, crunch. And then come back to tabletop. Again, take any organic movements. It might be a few hip circles. You might like to look over one shoulder or the other. Just release any tension. And start to lengthen through the left leg now. So flexing through the left foot, start to reach forward with the right hand, lengthen first, and then open up into a cactus. Lift right elbow, the left knee, as high as you can towards the ceiling, and then inhale, lengthen. Exhale, cactus. Now see if you'd like to go a little bit deeper. You can always stay with just cactus. Straighten through right arm, left leg, try and lift as high as you can, then back to cactus, and then inhale, lengthen. Then exhale, crunch, bring elbow down and under, elbow to knee, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, maybe come to cactus, maybe straighten, back to cactus, inhale, lengthen, exhale, crunch, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lower back to tabletop. Again, take any organic movements as you release. Maybe coming forward a little bit now, rocking side to side, maybe back into child pose. And inhale back to neutral tabletop. Start to walk the hands towards the top of the mat as we come into our puppy pose. So you're trying to keep the lower body exactly where it is. As you walk the hands forward, you start to lower the chest down. So this is also called melting heart pose. So you're trying to draw the heart down towards the mat. Option to look forward and bring the chin to the mat, or lower the forehead down. Keep reaching forward. Hasta your hand lock is on. Lowering the heart as much as you can, opening through the shoulders. If this feels too kind of tight in the shoulders, you can always open the hands up a little bit wider. Or you can actually do a quarter puppy where you bend one arm and hug onto the opposite elbow. And you just swap one side and the other. So choosing your variation and then trying to really reach forward, send the tailbone back as you lower the heart down. And inhale, lower onto the forearms and shimmy through into your Sphinx Pose. So coming onto our bellies now. As you ground the forearms in, you're trying to bring them perhaps in line with the shoulders or slightly further forward. Draw the elbows back towards you and take the feet slightly more apart to the corners of the mat. As you inhale, lift the chest, look up, relax those shoulders down and back and shine that heart through into a relaxed Sphinx Pose. And start to, if you like, straighten through the elbows and send the hands out to the sides as you find a seal. So this looks like a seal because the hands are out, but options to turn the hands in if you like. And then lower back down into your Sphinx Pose. Then lower down onto the mat, onto the belly. Bring the legs together, point the toes onto the mat, and see if you can really engage the thighs. So you'll lift those kneecaps off and send the arms back behind you, interlace the fingers but keep the palms apart. As you inhale, just lift the chest, find your snake pose, just a prone back bend. And exhale, lower the forehead back down to the mat. Inhale this time, see if you'd like to open and release the hands to the side, the variation of locust. Maybe see if you'd like to float the legs as well. So you're lifting the legs and the arms, taking those shoulders down and back, shining that heart through, and then make it a little bit harder as you bring the legs together. So you're really engaging the back of the thighs, the glutes, the bellies on. And then inhale, start to cactus the arms out to the side, lift those elbows. Keep breathing because we often hold our breath in these prone back bends. Inhale, reach forward, Superman. Exhale, back to cactus. Inhale, back behind you. Exhale to cactus. Keep lifting. Inhale to Superman. Exhale to cactus. Inhale, back to locust. Exhale, lower. Just relax. Shimmy side to side. Then take the hands wide to the mat. Come up onto the fingertips. So we call these cupcake fingers. Inhale, start to roll up. Shoulders are nice and wide. And then exhale, lower the right shoulder down towards the mat. Inhale, lift. Exhale, roll the left shoulder down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, right. Inhale, lift. Exhale, left. Bring the hands back together. Find your baby cobra now. Bring the feet together if you can, heels to touch. Push into the toes, maybe the tops of the big toe. See if you can just float the hands, floating baby cobra. Exhale, forehead kisses the mat. Inhale, push the hands in, lift a little bit higher. Last ribs touching the mat. Full baby cobra. Exhale, forehead kisses the mat. Inhale, lift up a little bit higher. Slide those elbows down and back. Draw the elbows in towards the body, shoulders down, heart shines forward. Cobra, Bhujangasana. Exhale, forehead kisses the mat. Inhale, push up through tabletop. Exhale, back into child pose. We'll try a few kneeling sun salutations now. So you can do these sun salutations on the ground as well. Don't have to do so much standing work today. It's all a floor workout. So inhale, lift up onto the knees, lengthen. Kneeling Hastasana, gaze to the thumbs. Exhale, bow the hands down, pelvis back to heels, forehead kisses the mat. Inhale, push up through tabletop. Exhale, slide and sliver. Knees, chest, chin, come down. Inhale into your Cobra, Bhujangasana. Exhale, forehead kisses the mat. Inhale, push up round the spine into that cat. Exhale, extended child pose. Inhale, rise on up onto the knees, lengthen. Exhale, bow down. Inhale, roll up into tabletop. Exhale, slide, chest, chin through. Inhale through, Cobra. Exhale, forehead kisses the mat. Inhale, push up through tabletop. Exhale, come back, extended child pose. Last round. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Rise on up. Exhale like a Mexican wave, pelvis back, hands down. Inhale, roll the spine up through tabletop. Exhale, lower chest, chin through. Inhale into your back bend. Exhale, forehead kisses the mat. Inhale, push up through tabletop, round the spine. Exhale, extended child pose. Slide all the way back, pelvis to heels. Let's come up into a little camel. So nice supported variation. You can just look forward, keep pushing the pelvis, hands behind you. Pelvis, pubic bone, come forward. Keep the neck neutral if you like. We'll start to see if you'd like to look back. Lift and engage through the thighs, nice and strong. Exhale, start to come back to kneeling. And start to find your way into a kneeling pose. And we're going to extend through the right leg again. Just take the right leg back, find that kind of variation of the calf stretch. And then let's see if we can have a little balance challenge. So see if you can just, without using your hands, bring your right leg up towards the chest, and then come through with the right leg. See how much engagement you need as you use the whole body to balance. Come forward into this low lunge, just sliding forward, just opening up through the hips. Option to just keep the hands on the knee, or start to see if you'd like to come all the way up and find a little back bend here. Maybe gaze upwards or head is neutral. Inhale, lift. And then exhale, see if you can use that balance to come back just as you came in. So floating that right leg without hands, taking it back behind you, noticing how much you have to use the whole core to come back with that right leg. Come back into that calf stretch, and then come forward, right knee finds tabletop. Let's try the other side. So extending that left foot back, rolling forward and back, opening up through the calf. And then start to see if you can gently, without hands, wobbling, take the arms out to the side, bring this right leg through. Float it through, find your low lunge. Ooh, it's quite a challenge. And then bring that left foot through, low lunge. Again, just coming up towards the leg if you like, just coming forward and back, just opening through that psoas muscle, that right hip flexor. And then inhale, start to lift the hands all the way up, maybe find a deeper low lunge back bend. Open up through the heart, trying not to dump in the lower back. Try and allow your back bends to come all the way through the spine. So you find a nice smooth line as you open up. Drawing the upper back, the thoracic spine, as well as the middle back. So using the whole spine in that back bend. And start to see if you can come back. Lift slowly, using your balance, using the hands, and take that left leg back behind you into that calf stretch, rolling forward and back. Then back into a tabletop. And start to come back into that puppy. Take the pelvis back, reach forward, drop the forearms down, back into your Sphinx as you slide on through. And we're going to roll onto our backs now. So half the class one way and the other half on our back. So we started to bring both knees in towards the chest, Apanasana. Maybe lift the shoulders off the mat, forehead to the knees, tucking into that tight ball, rounding through the spine. A nice sacrum reset as you hug the right knee in. Extend the left leg out, just float that left ankle just off the mat, drawing that right knee in. Maybe keep lifting up towards that right knee. And then swap legs. So extend through the right leg, draw the left knee in and hover that right ankle just off the mat. Maybe lift the chest in. And you might hear a little kind of reset in the sacroiliac joint. I do when I do this. It's quite a nice kind of sensation, a clicking through the pelvis. And releasing that left leg down now, keeping the right knee in towards you. See if you can straighten through this right leg. And you may just grab around the back of the calf, the knee, the ankle. You might be able to reach up to the big toe and find that yogic grip. Yogic grip is index finger and middle finger around the big toe. So wherever you're holding, see if you can use your left hand to ground the left hip in and start to extend and draw that right leg up overhead, just opening through the back of the hamstrings. Maybe look overhead as well, just to help to open through that stretch. Flex into left ankle. And on the next inhale, ground that left hand to left hip, open the right leg out to the right side, look over left shoulder. Inhale, come back to center. And cross twist. So slightly to start with, let's try and find an IT stretch. Keep the leg almost straight. Sickle the right foot over towards the left. So just in the ankle, and you'll feel the stretch down the IT band along the side of the leg. So it's like a bit of a seam that runs down the leg. And see if you can come into a cross twist. You may need to use your hands to ground down. And lower the right leg across the body into a cross twist. Imagine this right shoulder is like an anchor that's sinking down towards the earth. Maybe open the arms up to T-shape or to cactus. Look over right shoulder. And rolling onto the left side. Kink the legs together now. We're going to work with our clam pose. So lifting the feet off the mat first if you can. Bring the hand just slightly in front of you. See if you can open the legs like a clam. Keep the legs off and then exhale, crunch together. Inhale, open. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, open. Exhale, crunch. And lower the legs down. And maybe lift this top leg up towards you. Again, holding on to that big toe if you can, or anywhere on the leg or the ankle, start to open up. Maybe see if you can straighten the bottom leg down towards the mat now. Trying to stack the hips, the shoulders, so you're not rolling back too much. And a little trick, see if you can float that bottom leg. Drawing the top leg overhead. The top foot comes down in front of you. And we're going to lift up onto the hand. Bring the hand towards the knee, open up, look over the opposite shoulder. Find that twist. And then lowering back down, we'll work with the other side, the left leg now. So bring the left knee in towards the chest. Maybe hugging here with a bent leg, or start to reach and grab hold of, as I said, anywhere along that leg with your arm that feels right for you. Bring the right hand to right hip, ground in, flex into right ankle, and start to stretch through that hamstring. Again, maybe look overhead. Ground into the right hip with the right hand, start to take the left leg out towards the side. Open up through the hips, trying to keep them grounded. Nice connection to the earth today with our floor class. Inhale, back to center. Let's find that nice IT stretch. So you just literally sickle the ankle towards the right and you'll feel the stretch down the outer seam of the leg. So you may even just take the leg kind of 5 degrees over towards the right. Then finding that cross twist. So you may use the hands or just allow the left leg to cross over the right side of the body, lowering up. You're keeping a kind of 90-degree ankle in the legs. And then maybe take the arms to cactus or T-shape and look over the left shoulder. And rolling onto your right side now. Bringing the knees together to find that clam position. Hands come in front of you, but lower down towards the mat. Lift the feet and lift the knees. So you're trying to keep them off the mat's the trick. And then exhale, crunch, close the legs, keep the knees together. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Lower the legs back down. Start to grab hold of that top leg. Again, reach maybe for the big toe if you can. Ankle, calf, back of the leg. And just take the foot overhead. Maybe stretch and lengthen out that bottom leg. And then see if you can float. Trying to stack the hips and the shoulders so that we're not rolling back too much. There's a little bit of a balance as well. Opening up through the legs, through the hamstrings. And exhale, bring that top foot down and in front of you. Lowering down towards the earth and then lifting up onto the hands. Bring the hand to push the knee away. And you may even kind of roll onto the outer edge of the foot as you look in the opposite direction. And lowering back down onto the mat. Let's see if we can do a little bit of core workout today. So working with our classic boat pose. So boat pose may be just pointing the toes towards the mat, and this may be your boat. Or you might like a dinghy. You just bring the hands underneath the legs and just float the legs up. See if you can bring the knees and ankles in line. Okay? An option to come into full boat pose. So if you start to straighten through the legs, you don't want to collapse in the lower back. So you're trying to keep this lower back engaged, cores engaged, and you come up into your full boat, your Navasana. Then maybe you can do an ocean liner, and you can lower the arms and the legs, just keeping them just off the mat, into your Ardha Navasana or ocean liner, full boat. Inhale back to center. Come up high or bend into the knees. So you choose your variation. Really support that lower back. Suck the lower belly in. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Right, do you want to try a canoe? Right, keep the arms lifted, legs lifted. See if you can roll all the way over onto your belly. So you're trying to keep everything lifted and then, then roll back. So it's quite a tough one. Maybe go the other way. Rolling back, keeping the legs and the arms lifted into your canoe. And then, oh, it's so hard. Woo! Lift all the way back. Exhale, bring the knees back into the chest. Let's take a nice gentle twist to finish. Take the hands out to the side. Just start to float the legs using the core over to the left as you look over to the right. Inhale back to center. Exhale, take the knees over to the right, look over to the left. Gentle twist. So you can stay just working with these movements, just using the breath to come over to one side or the other. Or maybe make it more of a static and stable twist. As we inhale, come back to center. Roll over to the left. Release that left leg down and just keep the right leg bent. And look over that right shoulder. Inhale, back to center. Both legs come in. Exhale, roll over to the right. Straighten through right leg and allow the left knee to drop over, look over left shoulder. Always good to finish on a happy baby now. So bring the knees in towards the chest. Open up through the legs. Knees come down towards the armpits. Grab hold of the outer edges of the feet and just roll side to side. Maybe just tapping one knee down and the other. Just releasing through the lower back. And slowly open up into your Shavasana. When the corners of the mat, as the ankles reach the corners, allow the hips to open, the backs of the arms ground back in. Closing the eyes, allowing the breath to slow. Just long, deep inhales and exhales through the nose. Maybe as you lie in your Shavasana, thinking of your home, your favourite safe place, wherever that might be. be in your bedroom at home, might be a holiday home, a favourite destination, or maybe G-Sec. So just allow yourself to ground in, to relax, to find that safe, secure place. We'll seal our practice together today as we bring our hands to Anjali Mudra from Shavasana on the ground. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale to sigh everything out through the mouth. And then inhale to chant the Om. Namaste. From our home to your home, thanks for practicing with me today, sharing your energy. I hope you enjoyed that nice, gentle, grounding, soft workout. Hope to see you soon. Take care, everyone.